What's up, my beautiful people? This is your boy Stefan, your Afro-Grenadian ambassador. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Well, guys, in this video today, France's economy is in deep trouble. We are receiving reports that France is in deep debt and they are begging Burkina Faso for mercy. Well, guys, let's take a listen to the reports, and then all the commentaries about this, and then we will come back and discuss all about it.
Monde qui passe, chaque seconde, la dette de la France
every second that passes, every second, France's debt increases by 5,000 to 5,000 euros in additional debt per second. That's where we Soms.et. That's why I believe that, as we have been saying since the installation of the government, we now have a duty to take responsibility. I believe that this is the last resort before the cliff, and the crushing by debt must be called by its name. It is a mortal danger for one country. If we see in the truth the weapon of the citizens, this is what we must share with the French.
France is spending over 500 billion euros per year on welfare. That's over 30% of the entire economy spent on people who are not working and are not contributing to the system at all. Yet the Prime Minister had the courage to come out yesterday proposing to cut 2 public holidays to address the debt issue, because France is drowning in debt. They have a debt to GDP of over 120% and they're running annual deficits of around 6%. That's wartime deficits. So the only real or viable solution the government has at this point is to cut on spending, which of course they don't want to do, because why would you stop spending somebody else's money? So they're coming out with these gimmicks of cutting public holidays, and they're eventually going to come with a proposal to hike taxes even more, which France really cannot do because they already have one of the highest tax burdens in the entire European Union and developed world for that matter. So there is only one viable solution for France, that is actually cutting on spending, or the alternative, which will be very costly for French citizens, is to monetize the debt, to go to the ECB and ask for more money.
France is broke and they're expecting their people to work more in order to pay for it. France is drowning in debt, now at a staggering 3.3 trillion euros with annual interest payments of 60 billion euros. And their solution? Well, the Prime Minister just announced a new austerity plan to bring the deficit down from 5.8 to 3% of GDP by 2029. And the flagship move to do this? Cancelling public holidays, namely Easter Monday and Victory Day in Europe. Clearly not important, and this should generate roughly 4.2 to 4.5 billion in extra revenue by making people work more. On top of that, they're freezing pensions, cutting healthcare by 5 billion euros, and slashing public sector pay and jobs. Because, taking away holidays, taking away pay, and cutting access to critical services is always a good way to keep French people from rioting. And yes, the backlash has already been intense. Unions say this is a real provocation against workers, and both the left and the right are threatening no confidence votes. And half the country thinks this is an assault on French cultural identity and hard-earned rest, while the bureaucrats in palaces, like those at the Economic, Social and Environmental Council, enjoy $121,000 salaries, 54 days off, lavish perks, while taxpayers foot the bill, roughly 45 million euros per year. So apparently France isn't suffering from a revenue shortage, it's suffering from bureaucratic bloat and a budget built more on perks than on productivity. But what do you think? Is France overdue a reality check, or is this a step too far? French people, I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Breaking news: France biggest mining company is about to file for bankruptcy, or because of Niger. This company has been in Niger for so many years, taking Niger resources, uranium, for small or no payment at all. They were supposed to be taking 63% of uranium, but they were taking 86%, and they were not paying tax for this amount. They were not paying proper money for this one. Can you believe this? 1 kilo of uranium, they were paying $0.86. where they were supposed to be paying $200. Can you believe this? So Niger president was just asking for fairness. We want you to start paying $200 per kilo, but they refused. They said, we cannot pay this amount. So Niger president decided to chase them out, and this company just took Niger to court. Can you believe this? But Niger said that this company is not paying tax and they are mining more than they were supposed to be mining. So we don't want them in my country. I don't want them in my country. I want to nationalize our resources. Now Niger has more electricity than it did before. Before Abdourahmane Tiani became the president, only 15% of Niger were able to access electricity, but now 70% of Niger, they have electricity.
So guys, as you can see, that It was all lies over the years. The information that we have been fed by the mainstream media about the wealth of the West and Europe was all lies. It was all at the expense of the continent of Africa. It was all on the backs of our hard-working parents that were exploited and was paid nothing at all, you know, that the West and Europe could boast about the economy. Now, France have lost grip on Africa. They have lost total grip on Africa since after Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso and other regions that they have been colonizing for quite a long time. They have been controlled of for quite a long time. Since after these African nations kicked them out, they are plunging, the economy is plunging into bankruptcy, you know, every day. And the France economy is in deep trouble. And now they are begging Burkina Faso and the other areas they have been controlled of to have leniency over them. But Mali and Burkina Faso and Niger are saying, enough, you had enough. Enough is enough. We are nationalizing our resources. We have given you enough. You have sucked out of the people and the resources of Africa for quite a long time. We have had enough. What is for us is for us. The resources that are left, the remainder of sources that are left is for Africans. You know, and that is what, this is the stance that Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are taking. Now, guys, I want to address this matter. Why Grenada, the news outlet in Grenada, the media news, GBN, MTV, and all the news outlet, why they are not talking about Ibrahim Trarore? Have you noticed that the news outlet here in Grenada is not talking about Ibrahim Trarore? It only goes to show that we are still under control. We are still under colonization. We are still, our news outlet here in Grenada is still backing for the masters. Our news outlet here in Grenada is still controlled by the mainstream media corporations. And I'm calling on the Prime Minister and his administration in this season of Pan-Africanism, because we have had a big conference on Pan-Africanism. And the young Prime Minister, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, you have been demonstrating the spirit of Pan-Africanism. I pray that you hear me out. I hope that you hear me out. You need to look into the news outlet here in Grenada. I don't know if I'm not too sure if some of them are private, but the news outlet here in Grenada, the so-called journalists here in Grenada, you need to look into them and ensure that they are talking about Ibrahim Trarore. Because the Grenadian people, most of the Grenadian population, when you ask them about Ibrahim Trarore, most of them do not know about Ibrahim Trarore. Most of them don't even know what is going on, what is happening on the revolution, the big shift, the change that is taking place on the motherland. And I think their Prime Minister, you are Commander-in-Chief, and you have a duty to ensure that the media outlet here in Grenada is giving coverage to Ibrahim Trarore and our brothers and sisters in the Sahel and the great things that they are doing, not just on the behalf of the nation and themselves, but on the behalf of Black people. That's it for me. See you next time in the upcoming videos.